Oi, good day, everybody, and welcome
Hey, how
to
you doing,
another.
mate?
I'm doing good, mate. Welcome to another edition of Shots and Shanks. I'm one of your hosts, Kyle,
I'm Eric.
and today is a very special day. You might be able to tell by the way we sound, and it is important for our friends down under. It's Australia Day, basically their version of Independence Day.
Yeah, no, Aussie Day.
Yes, hell yeah, Aussie Day, and I got to celebrate it with some real Aussies yesterday, and even have one of their signature beverages, I guess you could say. So we'll talk about that as we get into our shots here. But let's start with what you're sipping on, mate.
Yeah, no, that's cool, mate. So I have mead. This was a co-worker of the wife's, was giving out mead bottles, and
Nice. Always nice to get free alcohol.
yeah, it's nice. Yeah, so this is kind of like a bitey mead. So the process works in first fermentation, second fermentation, and this is like just after the second fermentation. So you have a first fermentation, you have a second fermentation, then you have like the smoothness phase. And
Okay.
this is basically just after second fermentation. So
I mean, that's essentially like aging for like whiskey in an oak barrel or something, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's not bad. The way it works, 5 gallon bucket. It's a honey mead or a honey
mm,
wine, I guess you would call it. So you get like a higher alcoholic content yeast, so like a
okay.
champagne or wine yeast. Because I've made this a couple times in the past. So you get 5 gallon bucket, let's say, with water, wine, or water, honey, and yeast, and you let the yeast feed off of the honey to get your alcohol content. Second fermentation, you put it into like your glass jugs, and then you put it into bottles for the smoothness afterward. Like you can let it sit for however long, up to maybe a year.
Okay.
After a year, it probably won't make much difference, but up to a year, you get your smoothest from there, and then all the after the second fermentation, hopefully all the yeast has died and settled to the bottom, so that you didn't put it into your glass bottles. So that's how it
Gotcha.
works, and it's always a treat.
Nice. I wonder if just a random thought. I'm sure I could look this up, but I wonder if mead lasts longer than other alcohols because of the honey, since honey like never spoils or like.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm just throwing that randomness out there because honey's one of those weird food products. So you can like they've found like ancient honey in Egypt and you can still eat it. It's really bizarre.
Yeah,
But
I don't think it has a honey content that would make it last longer though, because I think
that's probably true.
the
Yeah, at that point
honey's
it's
the
just
honey's
been
kind
eaten
of
up.
fed on by the yeast,
Yeah, yeah, it's just been eaten up. But it does make me think about those like whiskey bot when you say like I want if it apply maybe it only applies to mead, but if it does apply to other alcohols, it's funny to say like, oh, over a year probably doesn't matter. It's like, oh, okay. So your 4-year aged whiskey, you just found it. We're like, well, it's been sitting there for fucking ever. I guess we got to sell it real expensive now. He's been wasting our fucking time on this
Yeah, yeah.
shit. Like,
Dude,
essentially.
how many companies do you think do that? That it's not aged at all?
Oh, like they just say it is.
Yeah, just imagine like
Oh,
let's. I don't want to throw.
not you don't have to throw anybody under the bus. Like I
Yeah,
mean, any
let's
big
say let's
local.
say your favorite 44% whiskey that you drink.
Mm,
Let's say they're like, oh, I've got this one alcohol that was made in one barrel, and there's only like 300 of them, or this one was aged. This is a Scotch that was aged for 12, 14 years. Like how,
yeah.
how are they
How do you
checked on
know?
that? How are they
Yeah.
checked on that?
Oh, it's the date stamped on the barrel. Well, when did you fucking put that date there?
Yeah, but yeah, but what barrel date is put on my bottle that I buy in the store?
Yeah, right. That too. Yeah. Or then you got the blends, and it's like, what did you blend it with? Mm. Well, who knows? But at least I think I'm safe with what I'm about to be shooting on. Uh, judging by
Okay.
the Aussies that I met, so I got super lucky. So, uh, played some golf yesterday. Ended up just by chance a random Facebook I had joined a couple years ago when I first got to Texas, just trying to find things to do, not being from the area. They shared a flyer that said that there was a celebration of Australia Day yesterday at like 2 o'clock at some local bar in Dallas. And so I hit it up, checked it out. In hindsight, I regret not trying a meat pie. I didn't get any food there, and I regret that. But I did meet some great Australians. Got to try out my accent, got some pointers with it, and then spent $20 for like 6 raffle tickets, and ended up winning this bottle of Tasmanian Tiger Australian vodka,
Hell yeah.
which is pretty fucking sweet. So this will be my first time trying it, but I happen to
Can
look
you
up.
see my screen?
No, I don't. I think you got to hit the share button, buddy. But by all means, if you want to share,
Yeah,
I pulled up some stuff about Australia Day and about this vodka as well. You know,
right there. It's today. You see that?
I see our chat on Teams.
Oh.
You selected the wrong window. You got to hit the stop sharing in the thing, and then choose the right window. There you go. Did you pull up Australia Day on Wiki or something?
Yeah, I was pulling up and it said it was Sunday today.
Oh, here. Oh, sure.
Hey, you're better at this.
It's all good. Where is it? Here we go.
Can't say I didn't try.
No, you tried. It's all good. Here we go.
Oh, Australia Day. Okay.
Yeah, so Australia Day is actually today on the 26th. So they were celebrating yesterday, which makes sense because I went there at 2:00, and I'll tell you, I don't know if it's just partying with Australians or if it was just a good time or what, but it went from 2:00 to suddenly like 10:30, and I was like, oh shit, I should probably head home and just playing pool. And I didn't even drink that much, to be honest with you. I maybe had like 3-4 beers. I was just having
you were
a lot.
like, I've had a good fucking time and I'm just gonna fucking head out now.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Exactly. I was like, I've had a great time with all of you mates. I've made some friends, exchanged some numbers. Maybe going to check out some Australian football. Got me a bottle of vodka. Peace the fuck out.
Oh, I'm gonna go feed me cat.
Yeah. I've got a couple of emus I've got to fucking feed. But yeah, man, they were really, really fun. And like I said, didn't even drink a whole lot. Just had great conversation. Just learning about the Australians hanging out here and just bullshitting, man. They were just
okay. So all right. Let's take this shot before we dive on this.
Cheers to you and the viewers and to Australia, mate.
Yeah, that's bitter. Okay, something I'm seeing. Anniversary of the landing of the first fleet on Sydney Cove in 1788.
Wait, what? Oh, okay.
Well, obviously it's not their Independence Day because they don't have that. But anniversary of the landing of the first fleet on Sydney Cove in 1788.
Oh, it says down here
it's
that
like a Discovery Day?
Well, it says the meaning and significance has evolved. Huh. I'm confused.
Well, it was a founding day.
I guess, yeah. Oh, but it says since at least 1938, the date of Australia Day has also been a day of protest and of mourning the start of the British colonization of Australia.
Oof.
Some observe it as Invasion Day, Survival Day, or Day of Mourning, as a counter observance to the National Day. Interesting. Huh.
What do you reckon happened? Do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I know the British came in there and were like, I guess we're just going to take this here and put all our West people.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. 1788. Australia was discovered, basically. That's what that says. They landed around Sydney Cove. Right?
Well,
Sydney, like northwest a little bit.
Well, I mean, it's also, I guess it's relative, right? Discovered by Great Britain, because I think there were people already there.
Well, obviously. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
just to be clear.
Yeah. Just to be clear, Aborigines.
Yeah, the Aboriginal.
So so the day so
Well,
basically what
let's
they're
just look here.
saying is
Let's
that
look at the history of
26
it.
Jan in 1788 somebody landed there.
Well, it says on 13 May 1787 was when the first fleets landed.
That's when they left England.
Was sent. Oh, sorry. Yes. Sorry. Sent. Yeah, you're right. You are correct. My bad. So on 25, it was still blowing. 26, the landing was made at Sydney Cove. Yep. Clearing the ground for the encampment immediately. Then, according to Philip's account,
1788.
in the evening of the 26th, the colors were displayed on the shore. And the I'm not doing that.
Please don't.
He would probably sound like super posh and proper and like a total asshat.
King George III. Okay.
Let's see. 7 February was when New South Wales was founded or established, I guess. Huh. I thought it was supposed to be recognizing their independence.
They
I
don't
guess I'm
have
wrong.
that.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they are technically still a colony, aren't they? Like they still
Not
are.
technically. I mean, they just are. They're under British rule.
That's true. Yeah, because it is still like the Australian SAS and all that. Yeah.
Nothing against anybody in Australia or anybody that feels one way or the other, but man, after hundreds of years, you would think on the opposite side of the entire continent, if you wanted independence, you would just get it, right?
Yeah. Well, I know. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't say that.
Well, they didn't. Maybe they didn't hit them with the same taxes.
I can't say it's achievable. I'm just saying, like, truly, if you wanted independence
Oh, you know what I
on the
want to
other
look
side
at?
of the world,
Oh yeah, actually. Uh, no, I know that's true. Although I don't know, maybe maybe the UK is onto something and like is sending them a supply of goods they need to quell the insane wildlife population that's constantly trying to take over. They have
yeah,
they have a weird treaty with them. Like we'll keep the wildlife at bay as long as you stay under our flag.
yeah.
But they did
Now
lose
they
a war
still got
against
to
the
wake
emu.
up with snakes and spiders.
Yeah, you got to shake out your boots. Uh, but they did. They did lose a war against the emus. So there's that, which is just funny. But also, like, I'm sure I'm sure it wasn't easy. Uh, Also, let's look at. Have you ever seen Australian money? I think it looks super cool. It's like it's super bright and colorful.
Oh,
It
who's
looks so
that on
fake.
there? The Queen of England?
Yeah. Is that? Oh, is that Crocodile Dundee? No, I'm just kidding. They
So it's
should
called
get.
Australian dollars, right? Not. Yeah, it's called
Uh,
Australian dollars, not pounds.
yeah, I think it's 8 AD or Australian dollars. Yeah. Um, they should. They should put the crocodile hunter on one of those.
That
He's
should
a
be their.
national treasure. But
That should
also,
be their
so
most commonly used currency. It should be like the $5 bill or whatever.
yeah, everything. Um, so I did want to talk really quick though about so apparently the Tasmanian tiger, this sucker that this vodka is made after, the
That's
thylacine, they're extinct.
extinct, right?
Yeah. Yep. Does it tell us when the last one was seen? Oh, yeah, extinct. It was moited forever in 1936. That's so fucked. Like I'm not. I don't mean to laugh. Like it's pretty
Couple
shitty.
hundred years after English rule.
Yeah, they're cool looking though. Like they almost look like a tiger dog. Like they're
How many
pretty.
animals do you think have gone extinct from English rule? Probably that one.
For sure. I mean, we could probably look it up. Let's see. Animal extinctions attributed. I spelled that wrong.
Yeah, a little bit. To
UK rule.
list of
Oh,
extinct
the
animals.
British Isles.
Okay.
This is fucking pheasant.
Yeah.
I don't know why a pheasant's like the first thing. Dude, they had an elephant. Oh well, look, this isn't fair. Look at when they're gone extinct. No, okay, this is not the list we want. A Eurasian beaver. Oh, 1937, the muskrat.
I see muskrat on there.
A muskrat. You dirty. Oh, dude, 1990, the greater mouse-eared bat. You fuckers. I bet that thing was cute too. I bet this thing is adorable.
Guano.
It is. Look at it. Look at how cute that little fucker is. He's cute. You don't think he's cute?
No.
Look at that little face.
He looked like he's trying to bite whoever took that picture, dude.
I mean, maybe because he's about to be extinct. I'd be pissed too.
The walrus. It says the walrus.
What? Where? Oh my god! In 1000 BC?
1000 BC. Like, yeah, that was England, all right.
Oh, dude! World War II killed the Siberian roe deer.
Is that like a roe deer? That's not
I don't know.
like
It's in 1945. Right. Oh shit! Oh, is she red?
No, it's not the fallow.
That's probably what roe means. Roe's probably red. It's probably Siberian red deer. Let's find out.
Wait, if you look at the word.
Oh! The name of small European deer. A win. It meant red this time.
Rojo?
Rojo? Yeah, right. That's Spanish, yeah.
Yeah. R-O-J-O means red, not
Rojo.
R-O-J.
Yeah, rojo. All right, this is not helping us. I wonder. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, how many animals have been extinct because of America? How man animal?
Yeah. How man animal? Dead from guy.
How many animals were on Noah's Ark?
Not died.
Gone extinct. Oh, buffalo. It's got to be buffalo, right? Buffalo's like number one.
Dude, 650?
Oh, yeah, don't pull that up.
Pull that up as I click on it. Oh, you look so sad. Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is really gonna hurt.
I'm not saying shit.
Where's the list?
There's no list.
He's the one extinct animal.
Yeah, it's him. It's Dave Simmons. Who's gone extinct because of America? Dave Simmons.
Because he wrote this article.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. This is not telling us.
Yeah. Dang.
23. U.S. declares 23 species extinct. What are they? Show me.
A woodpecker.
What? Yeah, dude. What the?
50. Wait.
It's not telling us a list though. I just want to
have left the endangered list after recovering. Hey.
Oh, that's good.
We did a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, conservation.
23.
Oh, wait. Whoa. It's possible one or more of the 23 species named Wednesday could reappear? What?
Okay, here's another thought, though. Whose scientists are trying to, like, computer DNA invent these fucking things, too?
Yeah. I don't know how smart that is either, though.
I couldn't even tell you. Like, yeah, we've got like a little bit of ball hair on this fucking rock that's like 300. Yeah, we've got a little bit of ball hair on this rock 300 years old. I think we can do it. I think we can make this thing. Like this, dude, they're talking about the saber-toothed tiger like coming back kind of shit. You know, like You want that thing?
I don't know. I always thought it was weird too. The
You go
saber-toothed tiger,
like three or four across the world in an exhibit, you know?
yeah. I always thought that were strange too. That like I never understood like how they could efficiently bite things with those big ass fucking teeth in the way.
How could they miss?
I mean, well, to kill it, yeah, but then like eating afterwards, like chewing, seems like you'd just be a bitch. You're just like, just trying to get the right angle because you have big ass
Maybe
teeth.
that's the reason they aren't here.
Maybe, yeah, right. Like not efficient eating utensils.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm really not. But that it is crazy.
Vampires did exist.
Vampires,
Yeah, they did exist.
like vampire bats.
Saber-tooths.
Oh, well, they weren't draining. Like,
You don't know that.
well, I think the whole
How do you
vampire.
know they were chewing? They could have just been draining.
I think we would know that they would have like hollow tusks. It's just like, you don't know. Actually, vampires is funny though, because like funny and not like funny, odd, not haha. But I think that rumor came from like sadistic royals that would like bathe in people's blood and shit.
Oh yeah, like kind of how the Dracula story came about was like a mix of. So you're thinking like Elizabeth Bathory?
I think she did that. There was also another like serial killer guy that did that a lot, and then
Yeah.
Vlad the Impaler would also like drink the blood of his enemies and shit.
I think Vlad was just kind of like ruthless, and then so like
He was.
for me doing this tour, they explained that like the actual story of Dracula was combined with his ruthlessness of killing people, and then her bathing in like the blood of people, thinking that she would remain young. Those kind of got blended, and that formed like the actual story of Dracula.
Yeah, because I know his story.
Dracula.
Yeah, Dracula. He would.
Dracula.
Yeah, he would definitely. Well, at least from what I've read in historical context, supposedly he would like sometimes drink the blood of his enemies or whatever. But it wasn't to
Who
the
knows
like.
with that guy? Who knows?
Yeah, but here's the crazy thing that I ended up learning about him. Apparently, he was. I want to say that he used to be the child of a royal who was like their whole land was like murdered, taken over, whatever, and then he was taken and then raised as like the adopted child of the royal family who had like taken over those lands. And so he was like educated in all the best places. He learned about like archery, warfare, like all of these things. And then when he became like a teenager later in life, he like ran away one time when they were like out traveling or whatever and just like went missing and then came back years later like as this like leader of fucking Transylvania or whatever, and basically just like sought his. It was like the long play revenge story.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then he like went back and like sought his revenge, and it was like, oh shit, you were that little like 14-year-old fucker that ran away. It was pretty crazy. Like it was pretty nuts.
And then you got shows like What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, dude, so good, so good. I fucking love that show.
This is my home turf from. What is this country? What is what is it? Nandor? Is it Nandor?
Nandor, but I don't remember.
What is this damn country supposed to be in the first place?
Let me look.
This is my home soil, my home turf from Lego, Slovakian, Lithuania.
His fictional home country is
Yeah, of course it's fictional, but
is
what was it called?
Kualanadar.
Akalandar.
Yeah, Kualanadar or something. But what I love so much about that show, really is like how they decided to take a moment to like give some credit to us regular ass humans, and they put the fucking energy vampire in there because like there are people that are just to fucking suck on your energy when they're around. Like people used to Colin Robinson.
Colin Robinson, fucking
And
guy.
then fucking and then Laszlo's always a quiet. Do you
Yeah.
have any idea how difficult it is to make a porno? He's so fucking
Oh
good.
man, this
Such a
character
great
cracked
show.
me up.
I
What was
think
with
that's
that?
I think that's Kiwis, right? That's all New Zealanders, I want to say. Because it's the guy.
No, so Nandor, I'm pretty sure is British.
No, I'm saying like the people who created What We Do in the Shadows and stuff.
Oh,
It's all Kiwis.
could be
It's Taika Waititi or whatever. It's the guy who directed like Thor Ragnarok.
because they
Uh,
did cameos in the show, right? Pretty sure
yeah.
they did.
So the guy. So you've seen the movie, obviously,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah. So the
yeah. It was
guy
the
who
first thing before the show.
So the guy who wears all the frilly shit and is obsessed with the old lady that was like his former love or whatever, that the guy with like the tan complexion or whatever, he's like Maori or whatever, he's New Zealand.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so yeah, Taika Waititi. You can even tell, like, listen to that name, Taika Waititi. That's definitely.
Okay, let's do a segment. I know this is like spur of the moment, but like, what's your favorite 3 Australian bands?
I don't know that I
I'll
know.
give you like every bit of like, yeah, I need to see if these people are from there or not.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know. I mean, obviously, AC/DC is a classic.
Yeah. What is it called? Akadaka?
Akadaka. Yeah.
And yeah,
I'm about to
that's right.
look up Australian bands because I'm sure there's ones that I don't even know. Oh, NXS is Australian? Because they're really good too. And Men at Work. Interesting.
Let me give you mine because I already had them all in mind.
I'm sure one of them is Parkway Drive.
Parkway Drive, 100%. So first one has got to be AC/DC because just the level of iconic like value that they brought to everything.
Oh, the impact that they've had. Yeah.
Yeah, AC/DC, and I just maybe we'll get into that after, but something about their childhood house growing up. Second, AC/DC, or not AC. First one, AC/DC, Parkway Drive, Polaris.
Polaris. Okay.
Yeah. There's also In Heart's Wake. In Heart's Wake was amazing too.
You're kidding me. Nuh-uh. Hold on a minute.
Gautier?
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Your favorite's gonna be Gautier.
No,
But
dude.
you didn't have to cut me off.
No, so I will give you Parkway Drive.
Yeah.
Like that'll be my number 3, I'll say.
AC/DC.
But a tie for first and second, like a tie for first, really, for the kind of, when you think about it, is AC/DC, and I didn't even know they were the Bee Gees. Dude, the amount of impact that they've had on music in general since their inception, like, you can't negate that. The amount of songs they've written for people and just the musical influence that they've had on the industry, like, the Bee Gees are, like, I have to give them credit where due.
I appreciate it, but
I mean, not that they're like my favorite as far as I want to listen to them all the time, but I can't. It's like comparing like Prince to Michael Jackson.
I laid all my credit on AC/DC, man. I don't have any credit left to give without music that I love.
I mean, but
that's where Parkway and Polaris came in.
But even music that you love has been influenced by the Bee Gees. So, I mean, it's the same as like, I look at it as the same comparison of like Prince and Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson has had more hits. He's got more songs you want to jam out to and maybe sing along to, but Prince has had a much bigger impact on the music industry as a whole.
Okay. Doesn't make me like the Bee Gees.
That's fair. You know, I'm not saying you have to like it. I'm just saying I'm not even coming at it.
Well, so maybe if we were to talk about like pop culture and maybe even a little bit of AC/DC, like if we were to talk about where their influences came from, but like we're talking about Parkway and Polaris, so like where their influences came from was more than likely AC/DC, Black Sabbath, Metallica, like, you know, it's not.
Oh yeah, I forget that Ozzy.
It's not in the same range. Yeah. No, Ozzy's British, but like anyway, like they're, you know, the influences, like I'm just not giving credit to the Bee Gees on this one.
I don't know. That's fine. No, I was thinking. I forget sometimes that Ozzy started with Black Sabbath. That's
maybe Gautier. They probably had Bee Gee influence.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I was just looking at like I'm curious because I was looking at the Bee Gees, but like
But
I'm
you
trying to.
didn't have to stoop so low.
Yeah, they cut my balls. But they have like a
Now we
ton of
need somebody to do the plinky noise.
the blinking
The
jokes,
plinky noise.
the clinky noise. Yeah, so I feel like the Bee Gees just have like a ton of fucking like
Boom,
writer
boom, boom,
writer
boom.
credit and stuff. But anyway, yeah, no, that's crazy to think about. Dude, what's wild to me is, and I don't know if we've talked about this before on the show, but I know we've talked about it before just in general. It's so crazy to me, like how people will sound in regular conversation and you hear their like super heavy accent, but then when they're singing, it all sounds like clean, like American English
Oh
that I'm
yeah,
hearing, like a normal not normal, but
yeah,
like it's what I'd be used to hearing in America or something. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. I got
Van
you.
Morrison's a great example of that. He's got a crazy heavy like Irish accent, but Brown Eyed Girl, you'd never fucking know.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It
Okay,
always throws
question
me off.
number two. I'm only gonna go one on this because I think I can name three, but I'm slightly not sure. But let's name one, like one favorite band from New Zealand.
I don't know that I know any bands from New Zealand,
I have one, and
or at least I don't know they're from New Zealand.
they've been hitting the hard rock metal scene
Are
for
you gonna be talking? Are you talking about those fucking the kids in the basement that you had shown me before?
basement.
I mean, it looked like a basement. Like one of the videos you showed me, it was like the video was basically it looked like there was like this much fucking space between like their faces and the wall while they were like
Uh,
performing into the mics
no,
and shit.
the band I'm
It was
thinking
like
of,
dreadlock blonde kids and shit.
yeah, it might be. Oh, you're talking about the Adult Swim like show that they put on.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. I don't
But
know.
anyway, so they've been in the metal scene since they were like 15, 14, 15. They're probably like 23, 24 now. But so everybody in the band has Maori descent, and like a lot of their lyrics are in between like English and Maori. So
Is it that alien weaponry?
yeah, they're so cool.
I uh I do remember you showing me them, but I always forget. Uh, I guess I would have to say my favorite just because I love at least the one song of theirs that's super classic. But you remember OMC?
Yeah,
It stood for like the Omarion Millionaires, Otara Millionaires Club, or whatever. Yeah, how
mhm,
bizarre. Yeah, that's a
yeah,
New Zealand band.
huh?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. The lead singer. I want to say that the lead singer, actually was like in like gangs and shit, and then like got out of that and started doing music, and then
Yeah, we rule this island.
it might not be the case though. Hold on. Uh, maybe he wasn't. Is that not the guy that I'm thinking of? Oh no, here it is. Yeah. Early life. Ba 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 ba. Oh, it was founded by his older brother, and yeah, and they were from one of the poorest communities, so it was like a tongue in cheek like play on words,
Oh, okay.
Millionaires Club, yeah. Uh, huh, cool.
As
But
we're
unfortunately,
talking
he
right now,
died. Damn.
Chiefs and Bills, I think, should be starting. Like, who you got there?
uh, you know what?
It's okay to
I think,
say who you want to win.
yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say. I mean, I don't really, honestly, I don't have any skin in either of those teams. Like, I got no cares. But I will say, maybe it's about time the Buffalo got some
Let's
revenge.
go, Bills.
Yeah, maybe it's about
Yeah,
time the Buffalo got some revenge from extinct to Super Bowl victory,
yeah.
or
Same
nearly
thing.
extinct,
Like,
but
I don't have
endangered.
any. Yeah, I don't have any like any particular investment in either one of them. Like,
Yeah,
not even with a bet or anything. But like,
I will say the
it'd be
Commanders
really cool to
fucking.
see Josh Allen just come out and dominate.
Well, I
And
will say the Commanders fucking commanded the field in their last game to get here, though. That's for damn sure. I mean, both those teams came to play when I saw those final scores, but like, they put it down. So if they're coming with that same energy, the Bills will definitely have to bring something to match. But I haven't seen what the Bills have been up to, so I don't know how they've been
Well,
performing.
the Bills got to play the Chiefs. And that's Patrick Mahomes. That's Travis Kelce. That's T Swift's boyfriend.
Yeah.
The Commanders just played the Eagles, and I haven't even seen who's won there. But I
Oh
know,
wait, they
yeah,
already played.
I know
Oh, that's why I'm
Eagles.
not.
I know
Look
the
look
Eagles
how
were
little I
up.
know about football.
I know the Eagles were up and supposed to win. I think it was 3-14 last time I saw, but they were supposed to,
Oh,
expect to win.
it is fourth quarter, 7:58 left, 48-23 Philadelphia. Gee. I know my degenerate Philly friends are like, "Fly, Eagles, fly!" Fucking
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, fly into a fucking plate glass window, you son bitch. I'm just kidding. Good for them. Whatever. Don't matter to me.
I mean, they were expected on this game.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that
Yes,
this guy, like,
everybody's gotten to the AFC NFC division conference, but the Eagles were expected to be the better team in this
there's
game.
always standout teams,
Yeah.
It's I wouldn't say it's uncommon, but usually there's like an expected favorite. It's not super
So,
common that it's like,
how
oh, it's pretty
cool
neck
would
and
an
neck,
Eagles-Bills Super Bowl be?
That'd be very interesting. Oh, and they're so close too.
But I mean, we'll settle for Eagles-Chiefs because that's probably
Yeah.
gonna be, that's probably gonna be the game.
Man, I will say it again. Like, I don't want to be that fucking conspiracy theorist guy, especially not being a big football fan. But something just seems fishy about, like, Mahomes just seems like a great guy to put on a pedestal, and I wouldn't be surprised if some strings are pulled just to keep him there.
Yeah, I wish I could agree, but
I'm not saying they're not good. Don't get me wrong.
No,
Like,
no,
I'm
no.
not. Yeah,
There's too many factors involved to make it a possibility.
I don't know. Yeah,
I appreciate and agree with your logic, but there's too many factors involved.
I mean, I'd like to think so. Yeah, I mean,
I
we
would
know
hope
games.
to think so.
Yeah, we know. Well, we know games have been rigged in the past, and I
Dude,
don't think
all the Angus cows have traveled down this side of the foothill, and
Oh, yeah.
nonstop. I'm kind of hearing outside of my head, so
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, yeah, how I haven't even looked at any updates on the fire stuff. What's going on with that? Do you know?
So I just got. I'm not even gonna bring that up.
I'm gonna
But
Google it while you talk about it. But
yeah, I just got a message not too long ago asking how you guys are doing, and I was looking around.
oh
I was
shit!
looking at a map. I was looking around. I was like,
Oh,
there's
dude,
no fire
huh?
here.
This is not good. January 26th, updated today at 2:39 Pacific time. So literally like a half an hour ago. This article just got released from the LA Times. Risk rises for mudslides around LA County fire zones. Prepare for worst case scenario, officials warn.
Yeah, that's quite a ways away, my dude.
From where you are.
Yeah, I
Is that
feel.
everything?
Yeah, I feel.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I feel bad because they just got fucking hammered with those fires, and then now mudslides. You're saying?
yeah, and that's probably because a lot of those like retaining walls and shit got burnt away or something.
It's like if there's a greater entity and it was like, hey guys, I'm gonna do you a favor and put these fires out. Little rain.
With a tsunami.
Little rain.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden mudslides. Mudslides on the back end.
This ain't no Kahlua. No, dude, what gets me though is I know it's not close to you as far as physical damage, but I mean shit like this, that's gotta impact the whole state on an economic and financial level to some degree, you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially since pretty much most of LA County got evacuation orders, so
oh geez, yeah, so everybody's displaced now, yeah. And that's a very densely populated area.
LA County is massive, right? And you think about the city, and then there's a lot of the county is below it, like this,
right?
And then there's some
and just the city alone is so densely
there's
populated.
a little bit that surrounds it.
Yeah,
so it's like that.
But there's probably how many millions in the city alone? because it's
I
so
think,
densely
dude,
populated.
I want to say there's like,
I'm just gonna look it up. I'm just
yeah,
gonna
you
look
should
up.
look it up because I want to say there was like 30 million,
I was gonna guess like 20, 30 minutes. Oh,
like within the city limits. I think it was like something like that. But
no. This is saying Los Angeles is about 3.8 million. So we're way off. Maybe LA County is 30. That threw me off too. But LA County is 9.6. That's
Okay.
still, dude, almost 10 million people
So
displaced. That's
what's
still a
the
lot of
population
fucking
in
people.
California then?
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe
that's what I'm thinking of. 23 to 30 million. There's like
yeah,
24, 25.
California population is almost 39. It's 38.97.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Golly.
Yeah.
I wonder how many's in my area because it seems like when I get on the freeway to go anywhere, it's like all 30 million are on there.
I'm gonna just look up like it says like Napa County. If you're close to that, it says like
No,
130. Like
not really.
no.
And that's also like spread out. I would no. Yeah, you can't even look up a county, but anyway,
Well, I know where you are, but
I was just making a joke. Like, it's like
No, you're good.
when I get on the freeway, it seems like all 30 million of the state are on there. You know,
Well, I won't say it out loud, but I looked up where you're at, and it says like 120, almost 121,000.
and they all decide to be on the freeway at the same time.
Well, most of them probably go to the base, so all of them
Damn,
reporting
I
to work.
can't say even for the Bay. I can't even say we have over 15,000.
Yeah, maybe not. I'm curious what what the population is where I'm at.
Fucking a lot.
Honestly, it is. It's almost.
Well, wouldn't you have to lump all three of them?
No, I'm not looking at DFW. I'm looking at my specific town.
Would you
and
have to
that
lump
is-
all three of them though?
No, that's what I'm
Is that
saying.
all in one county?
No, I'm actually. I'm just looking up my town, not the county.
Nah. What's your town?
My town says almost it's 398,500. Yeah, and then my county.
Damn, I thought I had a lot here.
Seriously, I thought you would have had more.
Dude, your traffic is always at.
Tarrant. So Tarrant County is almost 2.2 million, 2.183.
Does that encompass all three of them?
So that's what I need to look at because I'm not sure. No. I think it does.
Dallas has its own, right?
Yeah, Dallas has its own. Fort Worth is in it.
You know what
yeah,
they
Fort
need to
Worth-
rename it to? DFWA.
Well, I think they call it DFW because
I mean, that's self-explanatory. I think they need to add an A to the end of it because it's kind of there.
it is.
It's mostly there.
It is, but I think they shortened it just because it falls under at least the Fort Worth County. So
Right.
they can just say like Dallas, Fort Worth, and that's kind of assuming
can
like
always
Dallas
change
County,
that.
Fort Worth County. So I think DFW is meant to be like Dallas County, Fort Worth County areas, not Dallas City and Fort Worth City areas. Maybe.
I'll tell you, and I could be completely off, but I'll tell you exactly what I think started that. The IKO.
The war.
The IKO. IKO is like your airport international codes or your national international codes. And like because Fort Worth is supposed to be Navy, Army airstrip. I think the IKO was DFW and they made it DFW, so it was Dallas Fort Worth.
Oh, I mean maybe, yeah, could have been.
Just my thoughts. And those thoughts are backed by nothing.
as most of our thoughts.
Do you know why it's KDFW? No fucking reason. That's why.
Oh, okay. I do. Yeah. Why is it like? There's a lot of radio stations and stuff that's like K whatever. Is there a reason for that?
No. Not really.
I'm looking it up. Why is it K whatever refers to the fact that many radio stations in the United States have call signs that start with the letter K because according to FCC regulations, stations located west of the Mississippi River are generally assigned call signs beginning with K, while stations east of the river use W as their first letter. Essentially meaning K means western, and the following letters can be anything depending on the specific station. Fucking news to me.
Look up why IKO is the way it is.
Why are you the Y that you are?
ICAO. Why are you? How does that happen? Because it's like
The International Civil Aviation Organizations is structured to ensure. Okay, that's not telling me why.
So I'm trying to think of some of the weird ones because I've done like a bunch of different flights to things. So Sacramento, KSMF, Little Rock,
SMF?
KLIT. That's lit. I mean, that's easy.
Oh, you're trying to think of ones that like don't really match?
Yeah. There's definitely the ones. What's KLAX? That's obvious. I was trying to think of the New York one is obviously nothing to do with New York because of the name of the airport.
Yeah. That's the same in Providence, Rhode Island too. It's like, well, actually, Providence is interesting because it's like TF Green Airport, but it's PVD is the code. Providence.
Yeah, Providence Island.
Yeah. Oh, New York is the JFK, right? That's what
Yeah,
you're
yeah, but it's not KJFK.
No, but that would be radio. Wouldn't radio be the KJFK?
I promise you, when they do the squawks, nobody's tuning into a radio station. They're like, yeah, it's Delta 878, squawk 474. Like they're not tuning into a radio station where they do that.
Let's see.
You have the BexG departure, climb 7,000, maintain 12.
Yeah, so it's a standardized system, but this is saying, are you going to tell me how to fucking read
it? What does that look, dude?
Okay, wait. Since they are actively utilized for air travel, these airfields also get specific ICAO codes. Okay, but like, why are you not telling me how to read them?
When did I?
Oh, okay. Here we go. Here's how it works. Oh, this is just about Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah, it says here's how it works for the Toronto Pearson International Airport. This is not what I wanted. How do I read? How to read ICAO codes? This is crazy. I didn't even know. I mean, I guess I knew that this existed, but I didn't know that it was called this. Okay. So the first letter indicates the geographical region where the airport is located. The second letter specifies the country, and the remaining two letters identify the specified airport itself. Okay. This kind of makes sense now. Oh. What are IATA codes? Oh, timetables.
What did it say?
Okay, so it says the way that you read it is the first letter represents the geographical region, the second letter indicates the country, and then the last two letters identify the specific airport.
Hmm.
And so I don't know. It kind of does seem to make sense in some regards. Where's America though? Where's the United States? Is it not on here? Obviously, it has to be on here, but like where? I'm seeing like U.S. Virgin Islands is T. Oh, so I don't. Now I gotta find it. Okay.
Cancun's was weird. Now I remember. Wasn't that weird?
Where the fuck is the United States? Did I just go past it? Northern Europe.
Okay, so the second one, when you're saying like the second letter represents the country, doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, K is for the contiguous United States.
Makes sense because that's
So
spelled
like
with a K.
Yeah, so like let's see. Like here's one that wouldn't make sense. Like Logan County Airport in Lincoln, Illinois, it's KAAA.
I used to live pretty close to that.
Nice. But like I wouldn't guess that would be its code, you know what I mean?
That's one of those airports that are like wait, let me look up the one where I used to fly. I should probably know this, having called it out on the radio a bunch of times.
Or like listen to this, like Central Colorado Regional Airport in Buena Vista, Colorado is KAEJ. I would never fucking guess that.
Searcy Regional. So what would you think Searcy Regional was? It's not tower control, it's all pilot control.
Well, I don't know. I don't know any of this shit, dude. I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm just trying not to nosedive into a mountain.
Searcy Regional Municipal. KSRC.
It's what?
Well, we never, like, the only time that we used KSRC was if we ever used NavAids. NavAids is like doing the
Who's we?
like me and the instructor pilot.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So the only time we'd use KSRC is to put in NavAids, and NavAids is like when you have the radio frequencies for so you have a few. You have ground level, and you have one that comes at an angle, so it tells you like where you're traveling to. Like let's say you're in foggy weather, whatever.
Yeah, just so you have an idea of like how close you're coming to the ground and shit, and like
whatever it be for the
it's basically going to tell you your point of impact of the ground, like
for the runway. It's like here's where the runway is.
Yeah, here's your trajectory to the runway.
But yeah, when we talked, it would be like Cersei traffic, Cessna, Skyhawk, 172 FX or whatever,
Oh, just like little
doing final approach or 10 miles out or whatever. So when you don't have an actual tower, you just talk to the local traffic in the air.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And then look around, of course, because there's a lot of people that like to fly and don't talk.
Stupid.
It's kind of silly.
It's like people that drive and like don't use their blinker. It's like
yeah, like there was
there for a reason.
I've only had one go around that I've had to do, and it was because now, mind you, I'll never blame anybody, for anything really. But this was a helicopter that was doing like practice, some kind of practice exercises. The hospital's not like too far away from the runway. And so this helicopter was taken off, and he was like diving upward left, and it was like, so yeah, I can't even draw it. But anyway, so you have runway like this. We're circling, we're doing left turns doing touch and goes,
Okay, yeah.
and he's trying to get me, with a good feel for landings. And there's a hospital right here,
That's where
and
the
so
helicopter from,
this
right? You said.
helicopter was like taking off and like diving kind of leftward as I was doing a descent, and he was like,
Oh, so he's gonna come down on top of you?
no, he was like doing a descent over the airstrip,
Oh,
and he was like, go around. He said go around when you gotta put on the burners and just get on.
take another pass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta full throttle whatever. So go around procedures are different for every airport. Like obviously not for us flying a little single engine prop plane, but every plane has this different descents, arrivals, approaches, and he was like go around. So that to me, for what we were doing, that meant full throttle, pull up, bank left.
Okay.
And
Get the fuck out of here.
yeah, and it was wild because I was like, oh man, that was gonna be the best landing of my life. But anyway,
Of course, yeah, of course it was.
yeah,
You
we
ruined
we
it.
pulled off. He got on the radio and he was like trying to ask what they were doing. Obviously, we knew what they were doing, but yeah, nobody was on the radio. They're kind of wild.
That seems so sketchy to be like, I don't know, like it's bad enough when you've only got.
You would think that was the most professional of professional, right? You would probably be on the frequency.
Well, I'm also just thinking like, on the road you've only got, in front of you, behind you, and to either side of you. And it's like, and even then, like, there's a blinker for a fucking reason, so people know what's going on. But
Yeah.
like, you're dealing with 3-dimensional space when you're in the sky. Like there's so many potential for blind spots above you, below you, just at a funny angle to one side, slightly below you and behind you, or you know what I mean? Like,
Dude,
it's
that
just,
rotary pilot was getting it, man. He was like,
oh, dude, I wonder if, man, I love seeing those videos. I saw one where it was like, can you tell that like my crop guy was like a former warrant officer or whatever? And it's like he had one of those little like mini helicopters, nothing crazy, nothing decked out, but they were flying it over fields for like crop dusting shit, I guess. But instead, they rigged it up with a bunch of fucking Roman candles on the skids, and he's just doing like all these low passes, like cutting around, just fucking shooting Roman candles, and like looking like he's doing strafing runs with his helicopter. It was pretty fucking cool. Yeah, it was pretty neat. That's got to be so much fun. Like,
such a cool airport. I mean, I wish like I still had the opportunity to like just to go there to have like chill flights,
was this
Because here
back
we're
in Little Rock?
like yeah, here Cersei was like maybe 35, 40 minutes away, and it was such a like a chill kind of pilot controlled area. And like here, it's like anytime you fly, you're almost within Sacramento or the base, or if you're not Sacramento, the base, or you're even in San Fran's, like Class D airspace or Class C airspace.
I was gonna say, I feel like the just over where you're at, there's just got to be a much more
Yeah,
like
the
congested
class
airspace in
the
general.
class airspace is like something I never got into and never even wanted to try to.
Well, was that a thing where like you have to be licensed to fly in certain airspaces because of the class rating or something?
It's not that you have to be licensed, it's that you have to understand what altitude and what airspace you're in. So if you're at a certain altitude, above, I think, 10,000 feet, you have to realize if you're within this region of airport, you're in Class A or Class B airspace, and you have to report to that tower.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, you have to communicate with them. They have to know what you're doing and your intentions, and they have to clear you for it too.
Right.
So you could be like, I'm talking to San Fran because I'm within this, this airspace,
Mm-hmm.
and they could be like, dude, bugger off, like get out of this airspace, or
Right.
or get down, one of the two, because we've got
Interesting.
we've got 500 planes coming in, and we're sequencing them.
Yeah, that
or
makes sense. So,
you know what I mean. You're just so like in this area, you're just so like
well, that was
the
gonna be my
airspace is almost intersect.
well, that was gonna be my next question. I guess is like, um, is it like anywhere you go that's gonna be the same? Like if you're at 10,000 feet, anywhere you're in class, whatever, or does that vary depending on like the towers you talk to? Because it depends on like the congestion
It
and the like
100% varies
leaks of
on
that
what
airport.
you're next to. Like if you're next to an international airport, like you're gonna have like a large area of Class A airspace.
Well, no. So my point is like all right, like if you went to some tiny little regional airport or some big international airport, would both of them still have like class A, B, and C airspace, or would the regional
No,
one not have a need for it because they just don't have that kind of traffic?
no, the regional wouldn't have that class of airspace, and it
But
varies. It varies, but it's not going to be like Class A or Class B.
right, right, but it's like, but that is that because of the size? Is that just because of like the size of the air traffic? Like there just wouldn't be a need for it.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I was
it's
asking.
the
If it was like,
volume. I think it's the volume and size of aircraft.
yeah, so that makes because that makes sense to me. Because at a certain point, it's like, all right, I don't need fucking Dan over here trying to manage 300 aircraft. Like we can
Yeah.
split this up a little, you know? Yeah. No, that makes sense.
No, yeah, it makes a big difference if you like the one I was just telling you about, like there's not even a tower there, so it's nobody's sequencing anybody. You just get on
There's just
the
some guy down in a shack that comes outside, looks up, he's like, "Yeah, I think you look fine." He goes back inside.
you just get on the common frequency. Everybody's supposed to be on the
No,
same
I know, I'm
frequency.
kidding, but imagine that he just
If
like
you're
walks out in
not
his
if
shack.
you're not in a controlled airspace, every controlled airspace has a frequency, right?
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
let's let's imagine we're going from Las Vegas to San Diego, right? Las Vegas controls probably more than anybody would expect. They control so your departures, so your departure up into the actual airspace is two different frequencies. So um your tower is controlling like who is taking off and when and who's arriving. And
Yeah,
then
all that and
and
all
then
the
your
tracking.
departures is like I just got up in the air. And so you call up departures, you be like, I'm here, I'm climbing this. They told me to climb this. And they're like, oh, maintain this or change this or whatever.
Right,
And
right, right.
then you get into the actual airspace, and they might keep you on the same frequency. They might tell you to go to a different one. It just depends on the
Mhm.
volume of traffic that day. So you might be changing three different frequencies for one airport you're taking off from. And
Yeah, I
so
get
that
that. Yeah.
airspace can go all the way to, let's talk about Vegas. It goes all the way into some of California. And so you're getting to maybe a 200-mile stretch in California that you're not on any airspace.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. And
And
there's just gonna be like
and
there just
that,
has to be
you
some
know,
general frequency so
yeah.
people can actually talk. Like you gotta know what's going on.
Yeah, so yeah, generally like when you get to that like it depends
Well,
on if you're
dude, so they do the same thing with boats, man. There's like open frequencies with boating. When I've gone boating with my dad, like there's like open channels that you can just call and be like, "Hey, so and such an area, like who's out there?" And if you want, like people can like chime in and be like, "Yeah, I'm over here." You'd be like, "Cool, like want to meet up and swap beers, or like I need a tool. Do you have this tool on your boat or whatever, you know?" And then they've
you
got
guys
obviously
want to
like
swap spaders?
yeah, right. Like, and then they got the Coast Guard like emergency channel, or whatever. But I imagine it's similar, like same kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so. It just depends on like
Well,
what
because
you're
then they have
what you're
harbor masters.
flying, what altitude, like when you get up to 28 to 32, 35,000 feet, like you typically pretty smooth sailing if you're in between frequencies. But
Yeah.
you do switch to the international frequency when you're in between, any mandatory frequencies. You switch to the international.
No, that makes sense. I mean, it's like and yeah, towers, I guess.
That way, any
And the,
pilot can be like, "Hey, United or Delta or whatever, like, we're pretty close to you, mate."
yeah, no, that makes sense. And I mean, it's the same with like boating. That's the same thing. So you can for that. And then I guess the towers for them would be like when you get on the radio with the harbor master and you're like, hey, I'm coming into port. Like, is
Yeah.
there any specific way you want me to go? Like, which side should I keep the buoys on?
Not to scare anybody from flying, but like they've had pilots woken up from that.
From
like you're cruising at 32,000 feet,
where they're like, hey man, I'm getting close,
and they switch to the national frequency, and they're like, hey, what are you guys doing? And they ask them, 5 times before they get a response. But like, oh, sorry,
I was napping.
Just kicking back,
Well, I mean, you get up there and you put it on fucking autopilot.
There's only 2 of us in this cockpit, so we can both nap at the same time.
I thought it was supposed to be one after the other. Oh man, yeah. I mean, that stuff's pretty interesting. It's just, I mean, it makes sense. It's all all safety shit, really.
Yeah. I mean, flying has to be overly safe for a reason.
Absolutely. I mean, it makes sense, especially.
Just look at the craft they use. Just look at the craft. Like, you can have a car that, like a Civic I bought in 95, whatever, It's on its, let's say it's 2010, it's on its last leg or whatever.
Oh, like, dude, all of these planes are flying past the flight hours.
These planes are flying from like the 60s, depending on gray tails have been flying since the 50s.
Dude, you also got to ask too, like, at what point is it no longer the same plane because enough of it has been swapped out over the time?
Like cannibalism?
Yeah, well, like they say that about like old restored naval vessels and stuff, like, an old wooden boat from the 1800s, like even through the battles it went through at that time and repairing it, it's like it's kind of the same ship, but it's really not anymore because it's none of the original parts now, but it was all meant to still be the same thing. So like, is it the same? Is it not? Like, it's a weird I don't know, it's just a weird thing that people break down.
I don't know. Yeah, it's always crazy. Like, what I was like saying before in the thought process on it's like, you got like cars that, might last 15, 20 years or 2, 3, 400,000 miles, depending on whatever it is. But do you have planes that have been flying since the 50s?
Well, that kind of just goes to show some of that whole, I'll just leave it at the old expression of planned obsolescence. We'll just say that.
It's just there's a different standard that's involved too, right?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, lately I'm not sure that standard's been kept up.
You have AMTs that are CFR certified. They're A&P, FAA certified mechanics that have to do this, and it has to be documented this way. There's a whole booklet on the aircraft with forms and everything. Has to be done this specific way. But you can take your car to a Jiffy Lube and get nothing in return documentation wise. Like there's a whole different standard to it.
Or you could also do it yourself.
When you change the oil on a plane, it's got 5 different forms of documentation. Like let's just pretend it's got 5 different forms of documentation, 3 different mechanics involved.
It's not a Boeing.
But when you take, that's why I said let's pretend.
I know, right?
You take your car to Jiffy Lube, you've got the receipt that you swiped your card with.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if they're running it at all like the Air Force does, it's like pretty much everything's like at least in triplicate.
Yeah, well, the FAA is way more. I would say that I think the military's somewhat, and not by much, as far as like aircraft mechanic goes, but the Air Force is a little bit less strict than the FAA is.
It kind of makes sense too, though, because like technically speaking, everybody that's involved has signed up for it willingly and knows what they're getting involved with. But it's still like no, but it's different than carrying a bunch of like civilians that are just like, I just need to get somewhere. I didn't sign up to be like subject to your bullshit or whatever. Not saying the military, but you know what I mean.
But that's why I said gray tails, because Gray tails is obviously referencing military planes.
Yeah.
Gray tails have been flying since the 50s for a reason, because not only are all these, so letter checks are every interval that an aircraft is due for different inspection points, right? A through D, I think. I don't think there's more than D. But all these periodic inspections followed by engineering requests. Like if it's not written in data on something that they're looking at, a checklist or technical data, they have to submit an engineering request. And these engineers that know the plane from inside out are responding with what they're supposed to do, approval, denial, whatever.
Right.
So they're submitting these engineering requests. Engineers are looking at those and be like, yes, you guys should do this, or no, you should not.
Right.
And so like every single little bit of periodic maintenance is done to a T. And that's why even gray tails have been flying since the 50s. And the FAA side of the house is, I think, scary. I don't want to say it's more strict. I think it's more strict, but I think it's scarier because so let's say,
I think it's because they're transporting civilians. Because your whole business essentially is commercial transport of civilians and civilian goods, whereas at least, and I'm not saying that they're cutting a ton of fucking corners because of it. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying at least the government has the small amount of leeway of, well, you know what you signed up for, and like you knew that you were going to just be dealing with all our shit, so we do things how we do it, and you're here to do it, so just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Versus a civilian who's like, I paid to be here, I didn't pay to get into a death trap. Like,
yeah.
So I hope I'm making.
I get what you're coming from. I
Yeah.
think it should be different. I think
True. Yeah. I mean, I think whatever the strictest and most sticking to the safest of guidelines is, like, that should be the standard across the board, because everyone should be that safe.
100%. I think they run into a little bit of conflicting things, and like I won't get into those because that's mostly pilots. But I think 100%.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there's little things that are like hang-ups on the civilian side.
Yeah.
That if we did things the exact same way, it could become a hang-up in the military, whereas like it'll get solved on the civilian side, and it's not necessarily the end of the world if somebody's flight gets delayed for a day. But like if our mission gets delayed for a day, that might fuck everything. So like we can't have that stipulation in place,
So there's a term called pilot deviation.
Okay.
And that's when the pilot will deviate from anything that the tower has said or standard protocol. Standard protocol could be keeping your center wheel on the line. You went outside the lines, or it could be, I told you to bank left at this spot, come down at this speed. Like, it could be a number of things that result in pilot deviation. Pilot deviation on the civilian side results in you calling a number, and the number tower will be like, hey, Delta 857, I've got a number for you to call after this. And when you hear that, your heart sinks because you got this number to call, and they're putting in a report for you. So they call this number, they talk to the tower goes over like, here's what I think you did, or yada yada, or they're just telling you like, hey, you fucking suck, I'm putting in this report. Whatever.
Right.
Either way, you're getting reported to the FAA. So the FAA is going to investigate it. They're going to your license is basically in jeopardy. Now, military aircraft line, don't quote me on this because obviously
I'm guessing you're on like suspension too while they're investigating, right?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. Well,
it depends on your company. Like, I don't want to speak for all companies.
It probably depends on how egregious the report is too, like what it's for,
Yeah, I don't want to speak for all companies because they all.
No, but I mean,
they
if
all
you
have
were like
black
just
box
outside
too.
the line a little bit, they'd probably be like, I have to put a report in because you were outside the line, but like it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, and it's all about for any potential civilian pilots listening, it's all about how you react to the situation too, because they will pull the black box for that, and they're going to listen to everything that you have to say from the entire flight all the way down to communicating with the tower, and
like, whether or not you cussed out tower for telling you to call a number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not even when you're on the raid, the black box listens to the entire cockpit the entire time. So
so they'll hear you snoring and ripping ass when you fall asleep.
So it's like you have a bad interaction with the tower, you get down and you're like, fucking guy, you know what I mean? Like They're
Yeah,
gonna
they
listen to
hear
that.
that.
They're
Yeah.
gonna listen to that. But
Right.
anyway, so gray tails, and I obviously have never done this myself. So, but anyway, there's a limitation to it. It's like you got to call this number, or there's a pilot deviation here. It's like, okay, buddy, like yeah, I'll take it up with this. Like it's not the same. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. And it's probably, well, is that still a civilian number that you're calling though? But it's just like it's known that like the government planes are going to be getting the leeway.
I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I don't even know if they would get a number to call.
I mean, but there you have to. I mean, all things considered, it's like there are instances though where like it makes sense, you know, like there are certain times where I guess it kind of just makes sense. Like what needs to get done is a little more important than this thing that, yeah, it might be safety related, but it can be figured out later and no one's actually in jeopardy in the meantime while we
Yeah.
still do what we
So
need to do.
we
Yeah.
need military pilots. Anybody
Yeah, we should get
listening
one.
to comment down below if pilot deviation is the same. I don't think
Yeah.
it is.
Or come talk to us about it.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't
tell
think
us
it's
what
the
it's like.
same. I think just off of everything I've heard, everything I've read, my degree, everything, I think pilot deviation for the military is a little less nerve-wracking.
Probably. Yeah. Well, you also have to consider worst case scenario, even if you did do something bad, is like you're gonna get grounded, and then it's gonna take an act of Congress to kick you out anyway. So like you got time.
Yeah, I
It's
think
a
the
lot
grounding
different
is a
than
lot
just your
easier.
job. Yeah, it's just. I mean, you're gonna be grounded, but you're still gonna be,
Yeah.
unless they throw you in the
Hey,
brig
you
and
got to
take
go
your
to the
pay away.
scheduling meeting for the next month, you know?
Yeah, like unless they throw you in the brig and dock your pay, like you're doing better than the civilian might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Shit. Well, that might be an interesting note to leave it on. We land there with fucking pilot deviation. I know you're probably jonesing to get some of this football game into before it's over. So,
Mm.
You're like, my Steelers aren't in it. All right.
Don't call me out like that.
Don't call me out. I mean, I root for I would root for the Patriots.
Ooh.
Yeah, just being from New England, but they haven't been doing shit for a while now, from my understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that Brady Belichick
Mac
franchise.
Jones.
Wait, Mike Jones? What?
Mac Jones.
Oh, Mac Jones. Is that their quarterback?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't see. This is how
Mac
little I know.
Jones.
I just say now when you say that, it makes me think of Mike Jones.
Yeah.
Like Mike Jones, don't act like you don't know the name. Ain't nothing changed but my change. I'ma stay the same.
What was that song Mike Jones did? I think it was with the East Side Boys.
Because we all love to see ass and titties.
Yeah.
It's Mike Jones.
No, that wasn't it. Was it?
Well, yeah, wasn't it like Little John? No, that was Little John and the East Side Boys.
Yeah.
Mike Jones and the East Side Boys. Was it Tipping on Fofos? No, that was with Slim Thug.
Still tipping.
Oh, still tipping on Fofos, repped in Fofos, packing Fofos, and I'm macking Fofos. I'm still
They're
tipping
riding on
Fofos.
fours.
He's like, Fofos, I'm dipping, wood grain, I'm gripping, catch me lane switching with the paint dripping.
What's that? Drop and give me 50.
I don't know. I remember the one where the Mike Jones. He's like 281-330-8004. Hit Mike Jones up on the low. He fucking put his phone number out there. Crazy.
What a
I wonder
stellar
if you could.
fella.
Oh, dude, you know what? I'm gonna call that number. I'm curious if it'll be like, you've reached Mike Jones. Let me see what happens.
You stupid.
I think it was 28.
I can't believe you remembered that number.
Is it 281-330-8004? I'm gonna look it up to make sure. It was. It really was. All right, wait. Here we go.
L.A. 213.
It's not. It like connected but didn't. Okay, that was weird.
213's LA.
No, it's 281-330.
281?
Yeah, 281-330-8004.
Sorry, mailbox is full.
Oh, the mailbox is after all these years. That mailbox is full.
What's 281? What's your area code?
I
5?
think it's like 914, 917 is yeah, but 281. I think it's gonna be Texas somewhere, maybe. Oh, it's Atlanta, Georgia. No, it's not. 281 area code.
I thought it sounded like close to yours.
I think it might be Texas. Yeah, Houston.
Okay.
Houston.
That's not that close, but
Well, it's like 3 hours, yeah. Which for Texas is not that far.
yeah, I was remembering my area code when I went to basic. I think it was 217 or something like that, or 271.
Oh, I don't know. Did you get a phone there?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
my first phone before I went overseas.
Yeah, I know it's like I think it's like 917 here.
917.
Oh, so it's all so weird.
Dude.
917. Fucking Houston always cracks me up because I always knew Houston from Texas, and like Houston, we have a problem. But then my first time going to New York, I was like, "Oh, can you tell me how to get to Houston Street?" And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Houston." They're like, "You mean Houston?" And like they fucking call it Houston out there. I'm like, "Oh," which in their defense, as far as phonetic language goes, it does make more sense to call it Houston than Houston.
Okay,
just
doesn't make them right.
I'm not saying. Yeah, it didn't feel good. It didn't taste good in the mouth. It didn't roll off the tongue.
I think that's why they do it.
Probably
like fuck Texas, Houston,
fucking House. Well, and they also were around first. I don't know if Houston Street was first, but just saying. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Yeah, cheers to that. Cheers to Houston, Houston. Who gives a fuck?
Houston, Texas, let's go.
Houston, Texas, yeah. Houston in the house. Ton. All right.
It
Thank
does
you,
make
everybody.
a little bit of sense because it would be house.
House?
House.
Yeah, like a house.
So, but if it was
Houston, it'd be too Canadian.
Houston or Houston.
I think Houston is easier than Houston.
See?
Houston it just feels gross.
But if you called it Houston, then you would call your house a house.
I'm going who? Fuck no.
Seriously?
I'm going fucking whom.
Seriously?
I'm seriously sick of you, Boston.
I'm sick of your shite.
Sick of your shite. I'm going back to my home. Back into my house. That means I'm going to talk to me moose in the house. You've got a moose in your house? No, it's a moose. He's little. He hides in the wall.
Man, reminds me
Just a
of
little
Shane Gillis like when he's like doing his Aussie thing.
I'm really dark and twisted.
Yeah. He's like, can you imagine like going through 9/11 as an Aussie?
It's
like no matter what situation you're in, their accent makes it funny. It's like, oh, it's hot. Jump out.
He's like, oh no, he's another one. Get down.
Yeah. He's like, oh shit, fucking building next door. Oh, there's another. Get down. And he's like, oh, it's hot. Jump out.
And then they're falling.
That's fucked up.
Oh, it's so fucking funny. All right. Cheers to that. Cheers to all of you who tune in. Tune in next time.
Honeys.
Ooh. Get your hands off me, honey. That was an old Austin Powers thing. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Shots N Shanks. Cheers to all you watchers. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow. Give us a comment. Hit us up in the email. Any suggestions, guest topics, etc. I don't know. You got anything you want to add?
No. just love everybody that watches.
Yeah, seriously, honestly, couldn't be more thankful for the support, and hopefully it just keeps on growing, becomes something for the masses, so they can enjoy our
A
asses.
few more things though.
Oh, okay.
Logo coming soon, merch coming soon.
Oh shit. Okay.
So we can expect
Oh.
that. Shots and Shanks, you gotta expect shot glasses, right? Those are
Of course. Yeah. Well, it wouldn't make sense.
those will be
without.
coming soonish.
Might mean we have to get it. We might have to make some teas so people can properly shank after their shots.
All right.
Ugh, I don't know, something to think about anyway.
Yeah. Logo and merch coming shortly.
Hell yeah. Looking forward to it. And obviously, we'll have links for all that stuff as soon as it's available. And something I was thinking about, which, we'll throw it out there for the audience to tell us too, is the possibility of making like extended episodes or things that, I don't know, maybe not necessarily that it has to be more controversial, but just, extended things, diving into stuff more, or maybe just being a little more loose and silly, perhaps streaming stuff or something, but maybe doing something along the lines of like a Patreon or something.
Yeah, I would love to do like live calls.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Call in, ask a question, get through it. And while we are kind of off politics on this podcast, like that's one that's one avenue we could take, where ask a question and I don't know, we can either dive deep into it or we can be like, I don't know, get into that.
Yeah. Well, and there's also, I know obviously your situation puts a little more stipulations on what you
might. You the situation.
Sorry. But just like, as far as talking around things, like I got no problem. So
even if
whatever.
I was out, I don't know. It just, look, everybody that's listening to this, when we talk about politics, it's the most divisive thing that we have, and it's intentionally done so. And I never get into the mindset where it's like I want to argue with somebody. Like you know what? I can think left, right, and I will tell you, I'm very split between certain aspects of both of them. But like, I just never get into the situation where it's like I want to argue with this person that I'm never going to change their mind. Like I don't want to waste my time on that.
It's not even that. It's not what this. It's not what we want.
No, that's not our form. That's not our form. It's Shanks.
I'm not looking to argue with our audience. I want our audience to have fun.
Yeah.
So even then, if it were to get,
I'm just giving my background on it, and like you could talk probably for days on it, but like the reason that we're not getting into it is because we don't want to get into something that is borderline offensive to either side, that we're just wasting our, because you're never going to change anybody's mind. Somebody's going to ask you a question wanting you to answer it one way, and it doesn't matter if you do or don't. It's it's not a win.
No. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, as far as politics go, like, the only things that really would ever come up here would be things that are just like, inarguably universally beneficial to all or something, like that.
Yeah.
And it's not like that happens all the time, but I mean, there are certain instances where it does, and then like, okay, sure, I guess that could come up. But otherwise, yeah, not really our cup of tea. But,
look, people, our everyday lives are going to continue to do the same thing tomorrow. So let's do it.
It's true. Yeah, and I love the idea of live call-ins, and I don't know, sometimes that's when you find the funniest moments, because some people are so out of pocket.
I kind of look forward to some call-in questions. Those be fun.
Yeah. There's also I mean, we'll go. We won't extend this.
We gotta start getting live first. Let's get on and
we'll save some ideas. But there's a lot of different potentials for live ideas if it ends up going down that route. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Obviously, you know how to reach us, so please do so. And we will see you on the next one. Farewell, all.